I'm Pat Kiernan. This is Pat's Papers. We go through newspapers from all across the country, papers big and small, to pick out the top headlines for you.
The Los Angeles Lakers are NBA champions, and for Kobe Bryant, that means he, quote, doesn't have to hear that idiotic criticism anymore. The quote's in the Los Angeles Times this morning after the team wrapped up its final series against Orlando in 5 games. Bryant had 30 points last night. He was named Finals MVP. The front page of the Orlando Sentinel shows Dwight Howard considering his team's defeat. Columnist George Diaz says the Orlando team underperformed and was lucky to be in the finals. News from Iran dominates the front page of the New York Times, a rally for President Ahmadinejad on the top of the front page, and then below that there's a photo of demonstrators and police clashing at one of the many protests. An analysis says Ahmadinejad and the group he fronts is more unified and emboldened than at any time since the 1979 revolution. The two-state plan from Israel is on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. A story emerging on the weekend is that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu would accept a Palestinian state as long as it is demilitarized. Do those cell phone radiation shields actually work? That in the LA Times this morning, considering the claims that the shields stop the radiation or at least reduce it from phones that are known to be a factor in breast cancer. But physics professor Robert Park says quite simply, it's a scam. Another expert agrees and offers 10 tips on how you can use your cell phone safely. Washington Post media writer Howard Kurtz says Twitter is changing the media culture. He says news outlets of the traditional variety would kill for the sense of belonging that Twitter followers opt in to receive. This is sort of Friday's story, but there are some great graphics I wanted to draw your attention to in USA Today, illustrating the stock market recovery. We have recovered now from the March lows. This is a year-to-date recovery for the market. This is not coming off of the highs of last summer, but the market is now trading above where it started the calendar year, and that is definitely good news for investors. Finally, USA Today health columnist Kim Painter looks at the long-term struggle to sell the idea of the vasectomy to men. Women remain the partner most likely to agree to sterilization, even though the male surgery is considered far less risky. One Seattle doctor interviewed here, Charles Wilson, offers a great quote. He says, "A vasectomy is something that many men have on their to-do list, but he says it usually ranks low, and if it ever gets near the top, they decide it's a good time to paint the house instead."
We send out a list of our favorite stories by email as well. You can subscribe on our webpage at patspapers.com. That's also where you'll find links to all of the stories I've talked about today.